Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live stream. You've been doing Rainbow Hue while I'm not here. Are you celebrating like, yeah, he's gone, chair stream, blurry chair stream. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's Monday. It's Monday. On the bright side, Thursday and Friday are gonna be nice because no one else except me is working, so I get to have no meetings and I get to just work and no one call me and no one. It's great. No one else is gonna call me. I just work and be productive. Everyone thinks you're partying hard before you going live. I mean, who's to say I'm not? You know, I throw parties here every day. You know, so many people show up all the time. So many people here. You just can't. I actually live in a mansion. This is just, you know, they're just in the other rooms. There's still a party going on, really. You just can't see or hear them because they're so far away, because it's so big here. You also don't make money with your work? Not yet, you don't. But you can. You just need someone to give you $1. Not even $1, a penny. Have someone give you a penny and you will officially be professional. That's all it takes. As soon as you take a penny, that's it, you're a professional. It's that easy. The definition of a professional is just someone that takes money for something, basically. So as soon as you take a penny, as soon as you take $1, you can be a professional at whatever you want to be. Do you want to be a professional comedian? Tell a joke and have someone give you $1. You're now a professional comedian. Do you want to play the guitar professionally? Get a guitar, just do a little beat, have someone give you $1, you're now a professional guitarist. We're both professional streamers? Yes, we are. Yep. That's all it takes. Being professional is easy. A person engaging in a specified activity, especially a sport or branch of the performing arts, as a main occupation rather than a pastime. No, where's the where's the paid one? I can't find that definition anymore. Maybe it's changed. Maybe they removed that part. It's made $5 per month, but yeah. Hey, $5 is pretty good. What do I have? What do I have on Twitch? Hey, Dexter, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. If I look at my stuff, over the course, how do I tell? Over the last 30 days, 1167. I'm telling you, double. $5. Well, you're probably thinking €5, which is actually, yeah, so it'll be about double. So I mean, you know, I'm balling here compared to you. You like when you dip the fries in the milkshake? I haven't tried. Couldn't say how it goes, how it is. Man, all of my stats are down. Revenue down, subs down, ad breaks down, ad time per hour down, time streamed down, everything's down. Anyway. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. The plan is I want to do two things. I want to start by doing an actual test run of the game to make sure that, hey, it works and I can get to the boss. And everything carries over and I beat the boss and it can go to the next room. So that's step one. Step two is updating one. Is another level. Hey, Red Jasper, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. On your end, pressing everything is up instead of average viewer, that is down. That is interesting. That everything would be up, except, huh? It's okay. My average is not high, so it makes me feel better. I think you're like 50% of the viewers. Shall we get into it? What if they had 10 viewers and they made chat type in a command and it was suddenly 1,000? Yeah. Wait, what do you mean had chat type in a command? Are you saying that the number of viewers wasn't being registered and they started being registered when they typed? Or do you mean they ran a view bot? Hey, Ugly Panda, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Oh, okay. Yeah, Twitch's tracking isn't great. To be fair, neither is YouTube. YouTube's tracking is also not great. But I know Twitch's tracking is bad, especially these days. It nowadays interact with chat to not be seen as a view bot, which is the worst for small streamers. The thing is, that is like the worst for small streamers, especially when you're like in like the tiny single digits, double digits, like low double digits. That is the worst. You're a software engineer trying to get more into game dev? Well, nice. Best of luck. VTubers have a lot of lurkers. Everyone has a lot of lurkers. Lurkers is the majority of people. I am a lurker. I am typically a lurker. The only time I don't lurk is when I occasionally join like friends' streams and they don't have many people in, then I'll chat. Just to like help support. But other time, if it's anywhere middle size and higher, I'm a lurker. Pretty much. I don't even do the like they're like, oh, press 1 to vote for this. I don't even do that. Enjoying watching some of my tutorials? Nice. Happy to help. Press F to doubt. Don't you mean press X to doubt? It's press F to pay respects. I think you combine two of them. Hey, Alexi, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's X. It's press X to down and press F to pay respects. Because I think it was Call of Duty that had the F to pay respects thing. That was a meme from there. And X to down is from a good game, actually. I forget its name. I played it. I beat it. Noir. LA Noir. It's from there. Good game. You just know the meme, never played it. If you like detective games, then you would enjoy it. It is not a military shooter by any means. It's a detective game. It has some shooting in it, but that's on the low side to say the least. It is like extra little, oh, here we have a little shootout here, but it's not even part of the main game. Unreal is just a beast, and you're no C++ guru? My good sir, I don't know a bit of C++. This whole game is not using C++ at all. Yeah, but mice plugins that I have that are made in C++, but I didn't do any of it. So you don't need to do a single bit of C++ if you don't want to. Especially if you like crazed jank, play LA Noir. Wait, what? No, LA Noir is a detective game. Yeah, a lot of it is just like, hey, questioning witnesses, finding evidence, and then that is the majority of the game. It's just this, and then like looking at people's faces and their reactions and all that kind of stuff. But like, there's some shooting, but it's like I think near the end there's some shooting, if I recall, because there's like I think it's like a section of it and maybe like one or two others, but otherwise there's almost no combat pretty much at all. It is almost exclusively a detective game. Yep. Would recommend. For now, you want to build, that's all your program at heart, so that's how you gotta do it for your sanity. Makes sense. I'm an artist at heart, so for me, it's like, oh, cool. I don't have to actually write code. I cannot be bothered to write code. You don't have a problem with shooting? I mean, you played Warframe for a good time in other space shooters? Yeah. There's more combat in Warframe than there is in LA Noir. By a large margin. So the thing we're going to be testing, because I increased my damage so I can one-shot everything, is I want to make sure that I can fill up my bar completely fine and get to the boss. Assuming that is going to be fine, and it should be, and I don't feel like I'm backtracking constantly, we'll be fine. Imagine through LA Noir with a Warframe like combat, that would be goofy probably. A little bit. That would be a little bit silly. I probably need to change. I probably should make it so the XP cannot go off the edge. That probably is a good idea. Check out more soon. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. What happened to this? Well, that's a bug. How did that happen? How did his animation not play? I have 0. I'll grab this. I have 1. Good. You're 3D generals, but most of the times you would say you're a storyteller at heart. Hey, I like 3D generals too. I was trying to tell stories with the art you make. Nice. That is good. An environment should tell a story. Some kind of story. Like in an ideal world, right? This stuff should be telling a story of the civilization or what, or something. It doesn't have to be. Actually, tab to open my minimap, but that's not how that works. An ideal world, though, you'll have something helping you out, of course. Yeah. Up. That's a dead end. There's gonna be a dead end on the other side too. I wonder if there's any way for me to like turn off this bridge if it's a dead end. I saw that guy just get up and attack. I saw that. Is there a story behind the giant swords? It looks cool. Not yet. There's no story in general. They came with a pack and they look cool, so I put them in. That's basically how that works. What is what are these bugs? I need to redo my AI in general. That's great. That was great. Yeah, rip skeleton guy. I already unlocked 1 card slot. How are you doing anything? Why is... Okay, we got bugs. You're bugged out as hell. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go down. We got issues. Maybe I need some tissues. Go this way first. Oh, God damn it. I was not paying attention to my health. I was not paying attention to my health at all. I'm just going through. Hey, Blue Sea Girl, coming in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Okay. I'm going to give myself... lifesteal. So that way this doesn't happen again. So I just heal based on the damage I do, and right now is a lot. By the way, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that great? Is that great? I need to change this for like maybe like a broken bridge section or something. Yeah, there it is. Now I'll be at 100% health pretty much always. Who's attack? Oh, here. It's like, where are you guys? Why did you attack in that direction? We got issues, right? We do have issues. By the way, I was thinking, ooh, that looks great. I was thinking that come next year, like, I might try to I might try to apply for the Epic Mega Grant. Now, the chances of getting that, I think, will be very low for some reason. Because just, I think competition is high, and I don't know if I have exactly, you know, what they're looking for and stuff. But I was thinking that could be good to apply for it. Look. I'm so happy with this. It'd be nice to have a few destroyed bricks floating in anti-gravity there to sell the magical aspect together with the warps. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we can put those in. Because we have them here. Just add the same ones over there. That's a good idea. Death to all of them. See, this time around, they don't come back from the dead. I hate bugs that are not consistent. James, I don't know if that's you know, that's a far out thing to say, but I hate bugs that are inconsistent. If it's a bug, I want it to happen every time. Otherwise, it's just difficult to troubleshoot. Unless the shop. Let's put a mob on the middle of this bridge. The dream. Yeah, I know. I know it's not likely to have this happen, but that's a dead end, right? Yeah. If you want bugs, play Helldivers. Those that don't know the joke, you kill bugs in Helldivers. You also kill robots, if I recall. I've never played. I've only seen other people play. Yeah, see these little floating guys, even that adds parallax. I happy. I happy with that. I don't know if the pack should be bigger. It's gonna be hard to say. For now, we're not testing like pack size and all that. By the way, a while back I changed it so. Yeah, you still see even more. I changed it so the arrows are no longer like huge arrows. I think that's helped a lot. You still get arrows when they attack, right? That's what the little red arrows are, but they're no longer like just taking up so much of the screen. And I think that change has greatly improved things. I think we'll be just fine on the whole kill enough mobs and not feel like it's like it's clearly has. It does not feel like a linear path because there's a few different ways to it seems to go still, but it does not feel like I am backtracking as long as I'm aware that hey, clear a floor and then go down. That is going to be the typical way you're going to be doing things. Yeah, I already unlocked the portal. I have one of those pickups. I can spawn that. That spawns great. I still have one. Here comes the boss. There goes the boss. Ooh. Where's the portal? There's supposed to be a portal here in the middle. And this is why I wanted to check. Also, I should add the little floating islands also around here. There's supposed to be a portal here. Yeah, it's right there. Why did you not trigger it? Access none. Oh. Well, there's the problem. And why was there a problem? It's not the little things that really help sell something just right. Oh, absolutely. And that is why I'll be adding tiny little bugs everywhere to help sell it just right. If I want to be like the big AAA studios, I think we gotta do that. That's gonna...
I don't hear all sing forwards.
That was a great random. Oh, we haven't heard that one yet. A floating bug enjoying a margarita as a little Easter egg? I wish. I don't know why that immediately had my mind go to decapitation. But I still want to add freaking pixel art style, like, gory, bloody, like decapitations and stuff. I don't know why. It went from floating bug enjoying a margarita to me thinking decapitations. Problem with that though is I need a pixel art probably artist. Well, sort of. I could probably do that pixel art myself, but ideally it would be off of the 3D model and then go from there. Go with a pixel art on top of that. You like the way I think? Thank you. I'm glad you approve. Spider room. Spider, why did you wait. Yeah, it's linked. It's right there. It's there. So why did this not work? Our games have two things in common: a floating island and gore. Are you also making a game with gore? Yours is the headquarters of the Inquisition, has an iron citadel on top. Nice. Anime style with gore. Is your game gonna have animal levels of blood? Because leave it to anime to have a character have an endless amount of blood that they can have. Oh, this is... Why am I still using this here? Well, there's the problem. Okay. To get game mode, get dungeon variables. That gets us the current dungeon level. Get dungeon. Oh, I don't have a final level, right? Let's make that. Let's make it. First game. So we need is final level. Do I know the anime Higurashi? No, I do not. If yes, that amount of blood splatter roughly? I do not know that one. But I watch enough anime to know how much blood could be possible. Can we have Helsing levels of blood, please? Please? I want a Helsing ultimate levels of, or Helsing levels of blood in general. Helsing is a lot. Yes? Is that a problem? That would be ridiculous. You're not making an anime Quake? Why not? I'm just saying. If you're gonna go for it, I mean, really go for it then. Oh, can't attack. Oh, fine. Let's do. Make it so I can attack. Do we need to learn too much of the Chaos Engine for the tearing apart stuff? I think it'll be time well spent. Right. It's gonna. Wait, what? Access on trying to read property next level portal. Hey. But it's set right there. But I've said it right there. What? When you're stuck in a zone where time doesn't move, but the PC still works, you might. Hey, I mean, that's not a no. So I'll take it. How is this the way it is? How is this not valid? Like, I could use get actor of class, but I shouldn't need to get actor of class. That was the whole point of setting this up. Okay, what if I deselect it? Also, I don't know why I have to scroll all the way down here. Clear. Select. Are you doing one PCG thing after another just so you can populate your open world effectively as the one-person army you're trying to be with your overly ambitious project? That sounds oddly familiar. I don't know why that sounds familiar to me. Am I somehow overwriting this somewhere? Well, let's go. How? How is it not valid? That's the only place I do it. Okay. What if I do this part before this? Because maybe I'm doing something here on death that would mess this up. A roguelite deck builder game probably sounds more achievable for one person to others than open world. Well, yeah, you could stop at open world. Why are you doing open world? That's not the problem. Okay. Spider. Let's go ahead and check is valid. So let's do event tick. This is event tick, right? I didn't misread that? Oh, it's because it unloaded because it's too far away. No. We're fine, we're fine. Once you get closer, it will load. Fall. Ah, okay. Found the problem. Found the problem. It's fine. I understand now. The boss, for some reason, gets unloaded, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't. That should be disabled for bosses. For some reason, the boss gets unloaded. When it doesn't get the information back. So, let's figure out why it gets unloaded. There are limitations. You can't climb everywhere like in Genshin. You're crazy, but not that crazy. I mean, at that point, it doesn't change the amount of work you have to do. All that changes that you don't have to make a climbing mechanic. The environment's still gonna be, it's gonna be insane. It does? I mean, yes, it does. I'm not gonna argue that one, but you know, a climbing mechanic compared to an open world is still like a drop of a bucket compared to an ocean. So, yes, it is not as bad as it could be. But you've definitely not decided to do a simple thing. You know why I'm making a roguelike? I don't think I've ever said this. You know why I'm making a roguelike? It's not because I love roguelikes. Although I do enjoy games like Hades and Binding of Isaac, but I don't go out of my way to play them. The reason I'm making one is because I know it's feasible to make a roguelike for me. That's the thing. That was why I went with a roguelike. I knew it was feasible. You can climb everywhere. Everywhere needs to be filled with content to explore. And if you limit yourself to just climb on vines, I mean, you could make it so you can climb certain things. Yep. That is definitely an option. So here I do disable streaming. But why is this not working? It's because it's until and tick. I think it's because it's a tick delay. So what I need to do then, most likely, is pressing Control X. It's doing the thing where it not let me do anything. Unreal. Was that fixed in 5.7? I hope that's fixed in 5.7. So we'll just do this. And then we'll, under false, we'll just do the rest. And then we don't need this. I think we'll find out. And you Dragus, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What's that about climbing? Are we putting in a bunch of yellow ledges? Why is it always yellow for climbing ledges? Because it's nice contrast without it being completely like separated from, you know, what you're climbing. If you're climbing rock, yellow will look better than magenta, right? Like it's a brownish yellow, and then you have a yellow, right? It doesn't scream at you the same way. So that's why yellow, I think. There's a lot of reasons for why for someone like you, it's hard to believe it sounds open world is easier than a level-based game. Or better said, instance area game. Hey, if you think you can do it, power to you, you know? Don't let me stop you. Hell, I can't even do a basic multiplayer thing. To be fair, I've never tried. But it sounds super intimidating and I don't want to try. Why is he getting despawned still? I might need to put this not here. I might need to put this on the construction script. No, still doing it. Still despawning. Why is the disable streaming not working? Okay, we're gonna do this a different way then. We're gonna do this a different way. Instead of this, instead of disabling it, okay, we're going to check that if it's not, then we enable it. Otherwise, don't. Same thing, but the opposite. It seems like this check is happening before, before whatever else is going on. The PowerPG enables you. Work smart, not hard. Amen. Don't work hard. It would still be the old days where you wouldn't have all those things have no place. Have to place everything manually. Hell no. Luckily we have those tools. We just have to use them. Isn't it better to just have it in the gameplay actor and just do the calling on death? This isn't spawning the portal. This is the plugin that unloads and loads enemies or whatever I want based on distance. And so what's happening is I started too far away. So on the tick on the first gameplay tick, the boss would unload. And because when it reloads, it doesn't regain that variable set. Because I don't want bosses to unload and reload, so I never set it up. Because of that, yeah, it lost it. So I'm telling it, hey, don't have any streaming of enemies in and out for bosses. So before it was disabling it for bosses, but that wasn't working because it was disappearing too quickly before even event begin play would trigger. So now I'm disabling it globally and then enabling it for anything that is not a boss. So that should work. Theoretically. Just wanted to do a big old open world single map thing? Oh, open world. Don't do open world. So your PC can't handle making a max size max size too? Start small. Start small. You know, it's actually difficult to make a single room. Now imagine making that single room thousands of times, and that's how you need to do the entire world. To make one room feel like it has story and character and interesting takes time. And a world, oh boy. So there was the enemy is unloaded on death as soon as it doesn't trigger. No. This was yeah. So there we go. So now it's printing hello. So now we should be good. But now he's all the way here, and now there's the portal. So the other thing I want to do is what is the best way of getting around the boss? I want the boss to stay in the boss area, not come all the way out here. On initial, like, to initialize. I guess I need an initialized section in the state tree that checks distance. If distance is greater than a certain amount, don't do anything. But we need to make it so if you hit it from off screen, that needs to engage as well. Gonna do C? C is easier, to be fair. C is a lot easier because you don't have to actually do a big, like, intricate map for that, for the C. Yeah. You can't use pack level actors, but you can use level instances. Maybe you can use pack level actors. I mean, I don't actually never looked, but they're all static meshes in the end, so. But you can definitely have static meshes or BCG spawn all those. Oh look, the DTS is broken already. I like the random thing, but it's so inconsistent. I think it just picks, maybe it just picks voices that are broken. And when it does, then it never finishes.
Well, for idiots.
It never goes to the next one. Maybe I just need to go through like all the voices and be like, okay, let's actually manually add them. Because like we test to make sure it works and then add specifically the ones that work. And maybe that'll help. I can still do random within all those, but I don't know. Just thinking. What do we do for the boss? So the boss does not engage the player until a certain thing is met. I think what we can do is we can give I can make an actor with a sphere volume. And then have it so the boss will get the AI added onto it when the character goes and overlaps this volume. Or if the boss takes damage of any kind, it will also add the AI. Because what I really want is for the boss to be here in the middle. So when you're like here, you could see the boss in the center. And then he can chase you across the map, that doesn't matter. Speaking of voices, Stream Elements currently has a problem communicating with BTS, POG. Can you recommend a service? I use StreamerBot as SpeakerBot. I don't know what VTS is. Stream Elements had this wonderful voice called Nicole, which is supposed to be Australian English, but she sounds so wonderfully annoyed, which is perfect for your sassy side. Wait, scythe? Like scythe? Like weapons? Like game weapon scythe and field scythe? I love scythes. I love. If I ever can have a weapon in a game, I want a necromancer and I want a scythe. A sentient scythe on your model? Oh my god, that's awesome. That sounds awesome. I love scythes as weapons. They're so cool. I don't care about the actual real world practical use of them, but it just, the whole Grim Reaper has it. And ever since then, love it. Sure, I'm down. Yeah, I use StreamBot with SpeakerBot. Nutty has a video on setting up TTS with it. If you know who that is. Okay, so here we're gonna do check as tag if it is not defeated and not a boss. Hey, no name, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What got you using Unreal? It was free and came with Unreal Tournament 3, Unreal Tournament. Was it 3? Unreal Tournament 3? UDK came for free with it? Or was it Unreal Tournament 2? I don't remember. One of the Unreal Tournaments. And I really enjoyed Unreal Tournament. I played the game a lot. And UDK came for free with it. And that's what got me into Unreal. Can connect VTS with SpeakerBot. Wish it would let you. Yeah, Scythe. It reminds me of oh, what's the fighting game? Shit. There's a fighting game that has like a eye thing that takes different forms. Oh. Crap, I forget what the fighting game's called. It's been too long. Yeah, Soul Calibur. Yeah, that's the one. The Ice Sword. Yeah, it reminds me of that. Soul Edge. But it comes with different forms for different characters. But the eye's always consistent. I don't know, it reminds me of that. I'm trying to find like pictures of the different forms, but I can't find them. I mean, the only part that you have that's resembling it is that it has an eye, basically. That was it. That's all it went off with. Yeah, looks good. Did you make it yourself? Did you see the Unreal episode of Death, Love, and Robots? What is Death, Love, and Robots? No? I don't know what Death, Love, and Robots is, but it sounds oddly familiar. I've heard of it. I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is. And I think I've heard the name. Oh, wait. I want to do if either one of these is true. This needs to be or Boolean. Then I'll go here. Otherwise, we actually give it the AI. The only thing is, now I need to do it if, what happens if it is a boss? The tentacles are your head pad and hydrate emote. Nice. You rig the model yourself in Live 2D? Very cool. Yeah, I've wanted to make one myself, but just I don't even have a tablet anymore, it seems. What I think I need to do is I need to make, I probably should make like a enemy and then a boss underneath enemy and then the bosses. That would solve a lot of problems. You're sold. Hold on. I was actually at some point, like I was like using like Mid Journey to like, hey, I know what I want. Can you give me can you give me some like, how do I jump to it? Some designs so I can actually like work with it. And then I found out, oh no, the tablet doesn't work. Let's do it. You could probably figure out the inspiration for this very quickly. I was like, face needs work, but in general, I'm guessing you could probably figure out the inspiration for this. Definitely not Alucard, definitely not. Exactly, but the thing is, the thing that AI cannot get is the style of the eyes, really, the eyes and the mouth. What I mean is, what's the like this art style has such a specific like look to it that is different than every other anime. You cannot search Helsing eyes because it just gives you all of the eyes that he summons. God damn it. No, I think this one's actually not bad. This is someone did a study on them, right? It's this thick border, and it's just the eye shape. Like, it's different than like a lot of there's another anime that I forget the name of that has a similar aesthetic, and I watched it, but I can't remember the name of it. It's totally just giant engine. I know. Drifters! That's the one. Drifters. Drifters anime. Hold on. Doesn't he look fantastic? Look this guy. Drifters was the anime, and like the style, that's the style I want, but I'm definitely not recreating that. But the eyes are a big one. Like, for example, like this is that same guy, right? This style of eye and mouth is very much this style. No other anime kind of does this. It's really cool. So I don't know if Drifters is done by the same person or same studio. Right? It's again same thing. Like, it's just I don't know. I think it's cool. So definitely not the one I was showing. like in the AI generated one. It cannot recreate this this aesthetic. This aesthetic is what I want. Range of Danganronpa. I have this is like the closest that I found, but this is really it, right? This, but I'm not good with this kind of stuff. I couldn't like create this from nothing, but this style, this aesthetic is what I want. Let an artist do it? Yeah, I don't have money for that. I don't have money to pay an artist to actually do a proper job. I cannot bring myself to spend thousands of dollars on something like that. What do you think your model art has cost? I mean, I'm not sure, but I know how much the really nice models cost, like the ones from the very top streamers. And if I want that level, I know how much those cost. And yes, I could go lower. I could go shittier. But I mean, I'm in no rush to do it. And if I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to want to do it proper. That's why, like, I'd probably rather do it myself and learn how to do it. Which is also, you know, rewarding. I want to... Art of yours was $300 to $400. See, that's not cheap for that's still not cheap. I was thinking you were incentivizing it's even cheaper. Well, when you say you wrote it yourself, did you also like splice it up and cut it up and do like all of that? Or you literally you already had the cut up part? Because cutting it up and painting, right, and drawing like all the layers and doing all of that stuff, right? The artist did that. Okay. Because that's the part that takes probably the longest. I'm gonna enable, I'm gonna remove this here. Now. And on boss, you're gonna turn off activated start. On enemy, it is on. Did I disable this? Oh no, I disabled it here. Shooting phasing takes actually the longest, but that's the ring sign. Yeah, ring of course will take a while. Absolutely. It's the getting that style that's gonna be, I think, the hardest challenge for me. Those high-end artists you talk about are guilds? They do both art and rigging? They mainly pay that much because they're really fast? I mean, maybe. But I don't even want to spend $1,000 on everything, right? I don't even want to really spend $500. like I can't even really bring myself to spend $300. I'll be honest. Like I am cheap. If it's something I do not need, I'm typically not gonna buy it if it is expensive. Now, I will still I will wait. I spend too much money on food, for example, and I know that. Like, I don't go out and I don't order in or anything. But even for what I still know that I can be cheaper if I bought different ways, right. But I can't bring myself to spend that much on something that is just not needed for me. It's a nice to have. It will be cool. But I'm not. That's it. And that's why I haven't even bought a replacement tablet. Because I know myself that when I get it, I'll be like, oh, let me do it, and then I'm gonna realize I'm shit because I am. I know that because I've never really done tablet drawing, and then I'm gonna give up, which is why I don't even want to spend money on a tablet. Right? You see, this is why it'll probably never happen. This will never be a thing, but. You'll have the convenience of YouTubing. You don't have to dress yourself up or wear makeup for the cam. I mean, I don't really dress myself up either. Who says I'm even wearing pants? I might not be wearing pants. You don't know. There are other expectations? Oh yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about, don't worry. How do I need to override. I guess I can make it a function, and then in the I can override the function. That's what I can do. Well, I can keep this. Yeah, I can keep this. And then in the boss, I can overwrite some stuff. Here's the solution, I am. Now, you put makeup on the VTuber. Problem solved. Put it on the VTube model instead. And then you just have, over the course of a stream, you go from no makeup to makeup. On damage is on damage taken. Hell, what is it called? After damage taken. There's makeup on it. It's just a paint layer instead of powder and such. So what you're saying is the VTuber has to have less makeup on. I mean, to be fair, that is accurate. That is actually quite accurate. I don't know why I'm pretending like it's a surprise. No, that is extremely accurate. I need to do vent here. Oh, I need to put this in a... I can't put it into function. Right. Can't put it in a function. I can put it into an event. Start AI logic. $5 a.m. Jesus Christ. I don't know how you do it. Should kill the hay. Kidding is no longer enough. Enjoy killing the hay. I don't know what it did to deserve it, but I'm sure it's probably really bad. You're allergic? That's reason enough? Do you have allergies? I hear they're terrible. I don't have allergies. I'm lucky in that regard. Although I say that, I don't know how many people have allergies. If that's a common thing or not. I don't. So I'm just thankful for that. How do you check if it's active? Start logic. Is running. You have to be nerfed in some way. True, we can't have you being too overpowered. That is that wouldn't be fair for everyone else. That is. You do bring up a very good point. Yep. I wish you would share a little bit of that, you know, with others. Less worthy like me, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Have a good night, Aya. Thanks, son. Bye. Is it gonna suck? No. It's not.
ADS are here.
Yes, it
Housing for ADS.
is. Yes, it is. Good. I don't know why I didn't do the boss thing as a sub of BP enemy earlier. It does make things a lot easier once I set it up, because now we can have things for specifically for bosses, which would be good. ba, 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 ba. Set of mob is elite, mob stats, that should be good. Okay. So if it takes damage, it will turn on the logic. The logic is not automatically starting. Let's try already this. So first thing is I need to change the parent of the spider to boss. Okay. So theoretically now should not move at all because the AI should be off. Seems good so far. And if I hit one, oh, I can't. Let me. Just re. What? It is over there, right? No. What? EP pause, flex partition, active at the start, off. No, reset. There you go. Okay, so we immediately have the boss bar. Good. I might change that so it will happen only when it gets hit, like basically when the AI starts. So this looks good. And I hit. AI takes over, and now he's actual life. Good. Okay. I like that. Couple of things though. Let me just move him over near the start here. Is he always facing this way? I might want to make it so he faces a certain way. Like down. So we can do is on begin play. Set actor rotation to be 45, I want to say. I think I want it to be this way. Yeah, this way. So we'll have it be facing this way, and I'll expose that. Boss starting rotation. I could expose it fully, but I think I have it exposed. Probably not a bad idea, actually. So that way we can just control it for every mob, based on the environment. Okay, so that's working. Okay, so the next thing is, let's put him right there. Okay, so let's see if we get our main aesthetic here. Yeah, so this is what I want, right? I want the spider there. Okay. And now what we can do is on the boss one, we can add a sphere collision. We'll call this boss initialize area. Sure. I'll start with this by default. And then let's make it a little bit bigger for by default. 2000. This is like 1500. Yeah, 1500. We'll do 1500 by default. That seems good. And then here, under collisions, custom, ignore everything, overlap pawn, on begin overlap, instigator, player controlled, and basically we will check that this start boss AI logic. I hate that when you do capitals, it doesn't put the last, like, it should look at the lowercase, and then if it has continues with lowercase, then that is part of a new word. I want to give it that logic, but I can't. I cannot change the engine. Okay. So let's take a look. There's the boss, and if I come a little closer, there we go. AI starts. Okay. That worked really well. So now, a couple of things. First of all, this has been bugging me. This is just way too high up in the air. So drop that down. This guy's at minus 192. This one can't be higher. Do minus 180. Yeah, that should help. That arrow is just way too high up in the air. Okay, so that's working well. Let's go ahead and the whole section here, health bar, right? We can just remove this from the VP enemy one. This is just going to go on to specifically the boss section. So here we're going to check that it's valid, right? Still do all the same things, but actually we don't want to do this right away. So we can do a custom event, enable boss health bar, and what we'll do is put it into the start boss logic. When the AI starts, we'll enable the health bar. Otherwise, don't enable it. So now we should have no health bar. Good. And when we come here, I come a little closer, closer, closer. When the AI starts, the boss health bar appears. And when he dies, the portal appears. Excellent. Now, let's change the death one here. We'll move that over as well. So this right here. So we need to do an override boss. Override death. And then we can do this here. So then it will check. Well, it doesn't need to do this check anymore. We don't need to do a check for its final level anymore. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because it could be of a boss of not the final level of the game. Is the final level, final room of the final room of the level. It is not the final level of the dungeon. But this still happens. Yeah. Great. So here. This here as well. If it is a boss, we want to do this here as well. This is death. Yep. What's something that makes me mad? Noisy parts, or maybe advertising in your mail, or just dumb government choices? Other? Mad? My own stupidity makes me mad sometimes. None of those things make me mad. It can annoy me, it can irritate me, but yeah, like when people are like, I will get angry if someone's just being super dumb, but mostly I'm angry because I don't know how to deal with that. I'm not angry like because of the person or at the person. I'm angry at myself for not knowing what the hell, like I don't know what to say or do to like explain something to someone that doesn't understand what I'm explaining to them. So like I'll get annoyed and irritated and stuff like that, which is why I say I cannot be it. I've said it before I started streaming, and I still, to this point, I'm adamant about I can never be a teacher, like at a school or something like that. Obviously, I'm making tutorials, right? That's teaching people. But I could never be a teacher in a regular school where you're not the one that is specifically choosing to take said class and learn about said thing. Because if I can tell that someone's not interested in something, then I have no motivation to teach them. Like if they don't care, then I don't care either. And you can't do that with a teacher. But at the same time, that if someone is trying to learn but it just doesn't click and the way I'm explaining it doesn't work, I don't have many ways of explaining things. I can't be like, oh, well, let me tell it to you this way, tell it to you this way, tell it to you this way, right? And then when it still isn't click, then like I get annoyed. But I get annoyed because of me, not because someone's trying their best. I mean, they're trying their best. Like I'm not annoyed at them, I'm annoyed at me. So everything else is like whatever. I am a very carefree person in general. Like you can do whatever you want if it doesn't if it doesn't affect me directly, then I usually just don't care. Like I'll just walk, like go the other way, like whatever. That's usually how I am. Yeah. My dad is even more carefree than me. Not carefree, but more like calm than me. So I got a little bit of that from my dad, but I'm definitely not. I'm nowhere near him in terms of that. Not even a little bit. So, you know. Yeah, compared to a lot of people online, that might be accurate, but for most, I think somewhere in the middle. I think halfway through that, my brain turned off and I forgot my sentence halfway through, and I think I'm like, I just edited like what? Hi, bye. Go to sleep now. Entry later today. Okay, hi, Leo. Bye, Leo. Break a leg. Doesn't matter whose, I guess. The saying doesn't, specify whose leg you have to break. So. Good, I guess. I don't know if it should. I mean, it never says, break your leg. That's not what you tell someone. It says break a leg. A doesn't mean their own. So, all I'm saying is anyone with a broken leg, they would probably have to sign an NDA. Someone broke their leg. You'll break your leg on the way there, then you don't do work. Yay. Did you ever drink water from the garden hose? No, because I've never been somewhere with a garden hose. Or a garden that they would need to hose. Also, why do you need to drink water in a garden hose? Just drink tap water. It's the same water. Just be a normal person and drink it from the tap. Why do you need to go all the way to the hose? That's far away. That's inconvenient. Nah, it's too much work for that one. Why did I not see? Oh, right. I don't. This doesn't have the press E here thing. Figure it out. Figure it out later. And yeah, I need it as an actor component, I think, or something. That would make my life easier. Okay, but I think we got what we wanted. Which is, we don't have the health bar or anything. We can come closer. The boss can be at its, like, location there. I can even try out here. And then when I get closer, here comes the boss. How would you do a chain lightning effect, hitbox overlap, and keep track of hit actors or something else? Well, it depends. Right? There's chain lightning that just happens all at once. Right? You just hit multiple enemies at once. That's, I think, how Path of Exile does it, and a lot of games do it. You don't, like, hit something, and then it goes to another, and then it goes to another. It's just all at once. And if that's the case, then that's easy, right? Try to do it on a delay, maybe 0.1 seconds in between, or 0.3 seconds, then does that, how long does the attack last on that? So is it like going through them? Like, because usually chain lightning is visually there for a while. So, like, so you can visually see the effect. But if you have a delay, then can you hit, like, does the effect go away by then? Because if it goes away, then, I mean, visually it'll look weird, but basically what you would need to do is, in either case, now, how would the delay work? Because unless you're standing still during that time, you need to have the effect move like as enemies move. Then you need to have the effect move. That's going to be a whole thing. But basically, you would need to create a spline from one to the other. That's probably the best way of doing it, and then have the effect follow the spline. And then you just create a new point on the spline on a new location, and it. But again, if the enemies move because it's within 0.1, 0.3, whatever delay you have, right? Characters move. If you don't have your thing move, then what happened to the music? It's just really quiet and I can't hear it. Got it. That's what happened. First overlap hits, delay 0.1 second, then overlap from that hit actor to the next actor, then hit and repeat. Yeah, but if you're doing a delay, can the same actor get hit multiple times now? Right, can go, can do this, right? You get to figure out all that. You're adding a lot of headache, unnecessary headache by wanting a delay for whatever reason. Like, without the delay, I mean, you can add a stun to it, like whatever delay is, the character has to stay there until the effect is done. Then you have to deal with moving things, because that's going to be a whole thing. So, because again, if the characters can move, and one like jumps, like it's a thing. It's a thing. Just like all the scenarios, I'm just running through my head immediately. Does not sound worth it. Visual flair. I mean, under the hood, it's supposed to also deal damage when you see it visually, right? It can't do the damage all at once, but visually it connects at different times. That wouldn't work. And also, if you have only two enemies close together, right? Now you have to decide, do you want your ability to bounce between them, hitting them multiple times if you have that many bounces? Or do you have it only ever go once over enemies, right? Because technically you could bounce back on a... If it's going off of the closest enemy to the current enemy, then it could bounce onto the same enemy again. But unless that's not a possibility... That's that's just a different... They're both chaining. You just chain how? Or different games implement that differently. But it's not you can't do just an overlap of actors. You need to go by, at least normally what I was going to do, because I want to implement a chain lightning attack as well, is you have to do it based on distance to the enemy. What is the closest within a range? So to get all the actors in an area, figure out the closest one, and remove those enemies if they've already been selected, and then... All right. Whoever triggers it can theoretically trigger an infinite cascading effect if they have enough status stacks. That sounds like a great way to crash someone's computer. So maybe don't want to do infinite. Just that sounds like a problem waiting to happen. Probably should have a limit there, like somewhere. Easy solve that by disabling the ability to proc status effects on damage. Yeah, I'm sure there's several ways you can tackle it, but yeah, definitely don't make it so you could have an unlimited amount of anything. Don't have a Balatro amount of damage where you stack overflow. It can do that, but doesn't mean it should do that. Yeah, I think we're good with this. So what I need to do now is go to all the bosses. And reparent them. The status effect application enabled, it would basically deal the chain lightning, then apply a status effect. Then if the enemy had conduction, that would apply also.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
That's a true chain lightning. And if you got it all figured out, that's the main thing. Hello, Z439 Core 000. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna have to say hi again. You probably can't hear me. I think the main answer to the question, Leo, is basically figure out how you want it to work. There's many different ways it can work. Ads are done. Hello again, Z439 Core 000. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hey Craig, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Okay. I think I am pleased with that now. So you no longer, also you can just run around, you can explore this area if you wanted to. It's great. And that way, even if you come from this side, maybe should I make your radius a little smaller? Try a little bit smaller. Making abilities is fun, yeah, it is. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Still. Why did I go through the slow area? I see his foot. Okay. It's kind of what I want. I want to be able to just see a little tiny bit of him. Okay. I think that works. Then you're going forward, though, you want damage elements to be somewhat accessible so players can build craft and don't feel restricted. Which is good. That is a good thing to have, but, slight but, you also don't want it to be to the point where they can outscale all the content, because if the breadth of damage is too high, like you can do 10 damage or 1,000,000 damage, how do you balance that with enemies? You can't. And one of them will just feel like you're just one-shotting everything, and the other one will feel like you can't play the game. So there has to be like a tight range that this is where you're balancing around, and you can play around with that in that range, but you have to be like, okay, players are going to be like, are here in damage. You want the feel of it to be more risk reward. There's some mechanics where you need to hit the enemies in particular areas to be able to even damage them. So not everything. So that doesn't change the damage part of it. Right? Whether you're doing 10 damage or a million damage doesn't change that mechanic. So that mechanic is irrelevant to the problem of 10 versus a million. Right? Cool. The 10 person is still going to struggle more than the million damage person because they'll need to hit that spot more times. So my thing with that still stands, is that doesn't address the fact that you need to build around a certain certain range of expected damage, expected health, and things of that nature. Well, that's nice. I'm not going to see that very much, to be fair, but it's okay. You have a lot to think about with that regarding, I suppose? Yeah. So, as long as you're conscious of it and you can be like, okay, you know what? I want, less or more, whatever, then you'll be fine. But you definitely need to make the conscious decision to of how much things need to be able to do, how much the player needs to be able to do in damage, what's the expected amount, and you can't be like right. You need to build around the average person, and if you build around the average person, then you have to decide, okay, what about the not average person? So if the average person does this, what about the not average? And then, is the not average person now one-shotting everything? Because that could also be not fun. If you were to capture the feeling in a nutshell, facing a pack of elites at high investment should feel as tough as if you were lower level. That you can't have infinite scaling. That your scaling needs to be very controlled. Otherwise, you can't have that. Then people who min-max, right, will have no trouble with them, and they'll, go through everything super easily. You average rolls for stuff around a midpoint versus the 1% best, so you're gonna have to do the same thing for scaling. Yep. Gonna have to figure out the ideal, because again, right? If you have RNG determining your stats, what happens when they roll low? Can they make it through the content? And what happens if they can't? They have a way of getting their stats up and things of that nature, right? You gotta, think of all that. Lots of things to consider. I want one there. It seems like the most important substat going ahead is ironically status chance. I can see that. The only thing it'd be crit rate / damage alone, or damage percent or attack percent. Think of all of that might make it secondary to status chance. Status chance can be controlled without changing status chance. Status chance can be controlled by just changing the attack speed. Your status chance can be 100% chance to inflict a status if you attack once, 10 seconds. All right, sure, go nuts. Afflicted once every 10 seconds. But if you attack once every half a second, right? It could be a little bit different. So, yeah, don't feel like you have to change the percentage of that. Maybe change the attack speed or things of that nature accordingly. But you also need to make it so you do have a higher chance probably of creating a stat on a slower weapon or a more bigger effect. Otherwise, if it's everything stat based, you're going to go with the fastest weapon. Whatever's the fastest thing is going to be the one that does the most buildup. So that also needs to be balanced, of course. Even if they're rolling crappy subsets, they're guaranteed to get a lot of main stat stuff. That's good. Hey, Stormer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Faster weapons will also have lower base damage. Taking that into account. Yeah, as long as the whatever you're proccing also goes off that, right? Lower damage, then probably should be fine. Probably. I think I'm gonna actually draw this one, or yeah, I just do one of these. You got free internet now? Woo! Yeah, man, internet fought with a router today. Turns out Spectrum routers can't be behind another router. They block it on purpose, so it's a useless brick unless you pay them monthly. That is garbage. God. Spectrum's such garbage. I'm thankful not to use them where I am. But I mean, Spectrum doesn't even exist here. I'm in a different country. But congratulations. Getting internet again. Not every status effect scales with weapon damage, and some of them don't refresh on a new application. There is control over that. So for example, slashing damage does 1% and max HP, but doesn't refresh the duration on a new application. But something like fire damage scales with weapon attack, but has a very high fall off. So every enemy after the first takes 50% and then 50% of that 50%. So on until 1 point. That's fire? That sounds like a poison. I assume you just meant just in general. Like that's an effect. Fire's proximity burning damage. Oh, interesting. Normally what you just described is poison. Like you take damage until one hit point. A lot of times that's poison. Poison won't kill you, but it will make you have 1 HP. Even in the games like Minecraft, that's poison. Burning enemies deals fire, because normally fire damage will just burn you alive, right? Poison's more immobile. Okay. And as long as it's all explained, I mean, that's fine. That is fine. So wait, you cannot die from fire damage then? If it only puts you down to 1 HP? Hold on. Trying to tell me fire damage can't kill you? You die from fire damage. Doesn't it put you to 1 HP? You misread? You said every enemy after the first takes 50%, and then 50% of that, 50%, so on, till 1 point. Till 1 HP. Oh, the damage goes down to 1 point. Okay, I thought you meant like till 1 point of health. Okay. Till it's at minimum 1 damage. Got it. Okay. That makes more sense. But seems like you got everything figured out, though. Which is good. When you were testing it at low damage, you basically dealt like 0.6 or 0.8, which at that point didn't make sense. So you hard max it to 1 or greater. Yeah. Once you get down to like such little numbers, but again, logically to me and every other game, fire doesn't get weaker just because you have less health. That's my only concern with that, is a player from a game mechanic where every other game in existence, fire is fire and will just do damage, might be a little confused. Mechanic good, but I wouldn't just make it just not be fire. And it doesn't matter what scale it's with. I'm talking about the fact that it does less damage. Right? You shouldn't scale with health. Fire is fire. Fire is not less hot if you are weaker or if you have more or less health. Right? If I burn you, it doesn't matter how healthy or not healthy I am or the thing I'm burning is. Right? Logically. Mechanic, great, but I just wouldn't have it be fire. Just anything else. Poison, acid, whatever. Lightning. At least personally. Overlapping enemies in proximity deals a lot of damage to each other, so technically that still applies. You think? Yeah, he didn't say any videos of it, but that's okay. You don't have to. I want. I should probably make. I should probably kill the. I'm thinking of killing these maps here. Got a question for me? Well, I might have an answer. The answer is 5. Thank you for asking. I think I'm going to kill this entirely. This map. And because this no longer fits, it doesn't work as well as the other one. Doesn't look as good. I think I'm going to kill this completely. And then just have use the same level for all of them now. I think at this point. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Leo. The new maps that we made are just so much nicer. Like, obviously for the boss rooms, the boss rooms, but... And I'll just make sure that it gets bigger. Who was there when production sunset at those Shibuya Punk levels? Yep. Here. I'm not blocking much. Yeah. 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 A little bit better, huh? This is just a little bit better. Yeah. Set it on Discord? Okay. Why are there 2? Why are there 3 now? What? Why is it? What? Player plays fire. Fire stacks accumulate to trigger. Burning stacks, then burning happens. Yeah, but why did there become 2 and then 3? Any proximity to the burning target, take fire damage and have fire stacks applied. And the fire stacks cause burning. Yeah, I feel like don't have that be fire. That doesn't. I think if this didn't move with the player, you could have fire spread, and then that would make sense. Yeah, fire spreads, but I mean, you could do it, right? You could do it. I was thinking it from the point of view of a player that No game's fire works like this, which is fine. It's fine to be different, but you have to be aware of that. Because just being next to a person on fire doesn't make you catch fire, right? It could be a contagion. A contagion would would make sense, like a type of disease, type, that kind of contagion, which could be a type. That would work for this kind of thing, where like just being next to something could have you catch whatever poison, disease, contagion that it is, with the same mechanic. But right, if I stand next to a thing on fire, I do not catch fire. Right? That's just how my brain is going, right? Why am I catching fire from being next to a fire source? The mechanic is cool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This also is not a building. But if you stand next to a burning building, you will also not catch on fire. Because you're just next to it. You're not inside the burning building. You see what I mean? I think the mechanic is great. My thing is just that it shouldn't be fire. How would fire normally work then? You could have fire if you wanted to have, like, you can do a location based fire, and then whenever goes into that location, when they overlap it or are in it, right, you could burn them then. But you could have a character take burn damage. That's normal. Like, they are on fire, they're burning, and many games do that, but it doesn't spread automatically. Most games do just, you do enough fire damage, you start taking burning damage over time, which is the dot, but it doesn't spread. And it's the spreading part that doesn't make sense for the fire. IMO. See, I just make sure that this isn't broken now.
Ads are here. Pausing for it.
I might have to restart streaming about once a day, which is good. I'm gonna get a recharge. Be right back. I'm back. One thing you can think of in the future that might hinder the current proximity burn mechanic is if there are somewhat environmental damage that can randomly cause something to burn. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, have fire just be a stationary thing or just on an actor, and do something like contagion or something of that sort that has this, just change the element. And then just have fire be a location based thing or an object based thing. It could be both. It could be on a location, and if you go into the fire, you take damage. Or if something's on fire, it is on fire. At least that's what I would do. Let's go ahead and make a L2, L3, and L4. And here we'll do a... This is the one, right? Yep. This is the L1 version. The way it's coded right now, if you dealt it, you don't take damage from it. That might actually work to also have it damage whatever stands in it. There you go. Hey Joshua, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Whoever caused the burning damage is immune to it. Again, it makes sense if you just make a contagion. The person who spread the contagion, right, is immune because he has the antidote. Everything you're describing just makes more sense if you just have it as a big contagion. You do have a necrotic damage type, but there you go. you can make it necrotic as well. That works too, right? We're going to use the curse, which deals HP percent on death. You have an idea, damn it? Why damn it? It's good. Good to have an idea. Uh, 4 to 6. I think here we go ahead and make another one. This is going to go from branch to branch 2. So enemies accumulate burning, right? At max burn, they deal a fire explosion and removes all stacks. And then you make necrotic become umbral blight that causes the current burning effect. There you go. That works. Yeah, you can have a big explosion with fire. That all makes sense. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I should be making... I'm making every floor bigger than the last. But I'll be honest, I don't know if I should be making every floor bigger than the last. Maybe they should all be the same size. You do get more card power-ups for later floors. Bigger is better, just ask every woman. Luckily for you, it's not every woman. The logic of having bigger levels every time is as you make progress, it just becomes bigger and bigger. And you get more cards and power-ups during that floor. So that's why it's bigger. I think I'll keep it getting bigger right for now. But that might change. Down the line. Does dash or stamina increase? What do you mean by dash increase? The cost of dash decreases and stamina increases in terms of how much it takes right now. I don't think I've introduced the just outright stamina increase yet as a power-up, but that's on my list. But for example, I can make it so it reduces the cost of dash. And I can do increased stamina recovery. But the amount of stamina currently, I don't have a power-up that just increases the stamina I have. But that's definitely one I need to make. Yeah, it doesn't naturally increase, but you get more power-ups and you have this in your deck, then obviously this will be a thing. Plus, you can have, there's the speed mechanic, right? You can just increase your speed. So we'll have movement stuff, because I want to have dash-based or movement-based combat or power-ups that if you want to build your character as a movement thing instead of using any of the abilities, you could. So you just run around and cause fire behind you and dash into mobs doing like AoE attack, you know, things of that nature. I think it'd be cool. Okay, let's try generating the biggest version and see if that works. So I'm just gonna do randomize and build, and let's see if it works. Okay, good start. So this is the biggest dungeon. Dear God. So this would be the biggest dungeon. You probably never make it all the way to the bottom because you have to kill only 70%. Do you have a pyromancer class and you think you figured out how to quell the pyromaniacs out there? How? Does it change you to a fire explosion instead of proximity? Yeah, fire explosion is a thing games do. So that also will fit that aesthetic, or whatever you want to call it. Surprisingly, really 3 levels here. It's just 3 bigger levels. But it fits. The main thing is it fits, and it is generating. I will say though, if the fact that I'm no longer culling the levels is probably not the best, because you're now loading in all of this. This is actually how many levels is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Right, because now we are no longer doing unloading and loading in, because couldn't. So it is a slight problem doing it this way. But let's just not think about that. We could do a test though. We could do a test. You can see the YouTube video intro for someone reviewing the Pyromancer class, and you're like, why? Are you just thinking TFT? Not TFT. TF2. TF2. Team Fortress 2. I know why I said TFT. The Pyromancer from TF2 was so good. Oh, that was... You never play the game? You don't need to play the game to like seen the like meet the team videos. They were so good. Meet the Pyro TF2. This 13 years ago, 51 million views. There's a reason. The meet the team videos were great, but meet the Pyro one was the best. I'll cut it out of my video if it complains about copyright. So this is Meet the Pyro.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
And that's where that beam comes from.
No, I ain't talking about that freak, all right? He's not here, is he? How do I get this fucking thing off?
And then comes the Pyro.
One shudders to imagine what inhuman thoughts lie behind that mask.
What inhuman
What
thoughts
remains
do lie
of
behind it?
chronic and sustained cruelty.
So this is where my mind went. Oh man. God, to me the team videos were all great. But Pyro one was just, that's the reason it has 51 million. So good. This was peak brain rot back then. Jeez, no, it's not brain rot. It was just a game, and they just, made one for Meet the Team that was all thematic to the characters. It was great. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but it's good. It's good. I do like me. But that's where my mind went when you said you could see people seeing that. Good stuff. Good stuff. You have stuff to think about? Good. Thinking is good. Just don't do it when you're trying to go to sleep. Then you just have a hard time sleeping. And speaking of sleeping, I too should be calling it a night. Tomorrow will probably... the game is working. We fixed up some bugs right now, which is good. I'm not doing that later. From what I remember, first is a Monday. Yeah, first is the Monday. So we have till Friday effectively to finish up this generation. So I want to create one more layout for sure, at least. And then we go from there. But I think their little rework for the boss stuff is nice. So I'm happy with that. But with that, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'll see you all tomorrow for some more fun and games. Well, hopefully. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.